Welcome back to another episode of the Av Files, everyone. I'm your host, Av. And again, I'm here with my co-host, Daniel of Arius and the Nation.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you all are well. And also, thanks for having me back on again, man.
Thank you for
It's a
joining us.
miracle. Every time you invite me back on, I'm like, really? Really? All right.
You really
All
want to do
right.
this again?
Again? Let's do it. Man.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be it's an interesting one,
All
right?
right, man.
So
I mean, you told me you had something to say, and I brought something to the table as well this time. I'm not prepared this time. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, man.
let's get into it. So on today's side quest episode, we're gonna talk about something that Daniel had brought to our attention,
Yes.
the Mbembe.
Correct. In fact, you could almost say it's a Mokele Mbembe.
And
Now,
before we go any further, please, everyone, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all of this. Leave a comment, get us all, so we know if you want to get in touch with us, leave a comment. We'll get back to you. Definitely.
trust us.
Because we have nothing
Yes.
else to do.
Yes. Exactly. Please talk to us. Anyway. Well, no, for real. Make sure you hit that like button, all that good stuff that every
Yes.
person asks you to do. All right. So as I was perusing the interwebs out here, I stumbled upon this Mokele Mbembe. All right. It is supposedly a dinosaur that is still alive. Natives still think they are seeing a dinosaur in the Congo, which makes sense because it's in the fucking Congo.
So they're seeing Yoshi in the Congo.
Pretty much.
Well, does it
Pretty
look
much.
like what kind of dinosaur? If we were trying to think of a dinosaur, what dinosaur would it be?
It'd be like a paleosaur, what this is in a nutshell is a mini brontosaurus.
Okay, that's better. Because
Right.
a paleosaur, like, okay, so for those
Remember
that aren't
Littlefoot from Land Before Time? That Littlefoot that never grew up. That they're seeing Littlefoot. All right.
a long neck,
A long neck, but a short one.
a long neck, but with not a long neck.
Exactly. It's
Smaller
like a
neck.
miniature long neck. That's really what it is. Because I'm pretty sure people would fucking see a fucking brachiosaurus towering over the jungle, right?
Right.
That would make a scene. But I mean, who's to say? Who's to say these? I was about to say something terrible. Like, who's to say the people that live in the jungle, like the dense jungle? This is like rivals Amazon jungle. Like, I believe everything that comes out of the Amazon. You could tell me they found an alien base. I'm like, yeah,
They probably did.
probably did. Probably did. You go look for it. You know what I mean? Like, there's only been a couple people that have gone and searched for this. And I feel like one was on Rogan's podcast. He went in with like the native people and he was looking for it. And really all he found was like dysentery and a great time. So
Diarrhea.
diarrhea. Yeah. So anyway, so here we go. Let me just break it down for those few of you that don't know what the Mokele Mbembe is.
Or those who aren't paleontologists.
Yeah, this is true. Or cryptologists or ancient astronaut theorists. All right. The Mokele Mbembe is Lingala for one who stops the flow of rivers. Now that is an epic name. Okay. I used to know a couple of those in high school, but it is a mythical water dwelling entity that supposedly lives in the Congo River Basin. Sometimes described as a living creature, sometimes as a spirit. Now, see that's ridiculous.
That's weird.
Like I'm reading this right off of like what the F Apedia.com, right? Like
Yeah.
Like, so what does that even mean? A living creature? It could be alive or it could be imaginary. It could be in the spirit world. Like,
it all depends on what drug you're on.
two massively different takes on this thing. If
Yeah.
it's a dinosaur spirit, cool. If it's a living one, I gotta worry about like
So
stuff
so is
like
it
that.
kind of like Land Before Time? Didn't Littlefoot see the spirit of his dead parents or something?
Yeah, he was looking for the star leaf. Was it a
Mhm.
leaf star, something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that. It was
It was
like
like
the
a
last
maple leaf,
one.
wasn't it? Yeah.
It was. It was. Shout out Canada. Thanks for those.
It's
Thanks
like
for those fires. Really appreciated it.
messing up our summer.
My God, man. Um. Anyway, yes. So it's a spirit or real life animal, or sorry, dinosaur or creature. Descriptions vary widely amongst those who claim to have seen the creature, but it's often described as a large quadrupedal herbivore with smooth skin. Quadrupedal means walks on all four legs. I believe it.
Don't quote me on that.
It identifies as it walks on four legs. Okay, a long neck and a single. Now this is the part. It's just like okay. Wikipedia, go home. You're drunk. A single tooth or horn.
Out of its mouth?
I. That's what I'm. Can I even? Yeah, yeah. Is it? It's a long neck, a single tooth or horn. So it's like a freaking West Virginian dinosaur.
it's
One
a
tooth. It's only
it's a
got one.
snaggle
Only
tooth.
it's snaggletooth. Only it talks with a lisp. All right. And
There's a lot of
this,
inbreeding in that
yeah,
in that
well,
species.
there's only one. So this was an oviparous animal or mammal. What?
What's a
This
ovi?
wasn't uh there's some terminology right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab a quick. Let me see if I can grab a quick animals that produce eggs that hatch outside the body of the mother.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah, it's that's gotta love it, man. It's like wish.com definitions. Animals that produce eggs. So animals that produce eggs. Yeah, this whole that hatch outside the body of the mother is
I don't know of a species that hatches inside of its mother.
unless you're talking about like the freaking alien with the face huggers. Maybe. All right.
Maybe.
Anyway, getting back on track here, if there is one.
No, not on
In the
this train wreck.
No, not on this train. This is in the early to mid 20th century, the entity that freaking Mukele Mbembe would become a point of focus amongst adherents of cryptozoology and young earth creationism. It's a form of creationism which holds a central tenet that the earth and its life forms were created by supernatural acts of the Abrahamic God between yeah. So there's hold
Abrahamic
up.
God. What's an
There's
Abrahamic God?
the God of Abraham.
Lincoln?
Yes, Lincoln. Yes, 407 years ago. That guy. Resulting in numerous expeditions led by cryptozoologists and or funded by young earth creationists and other groups with the objective to find evidence that invalidates or contradicts the scientific consensus regarding evolution. Paleontologist Donald Prothero remarks that the quest for the Mkelembembe is part of the effort by creationists to overthrow the theory of evolution and teaching of science by any means possible. Cool. So this thing was like a snipe hunt to like, we're going to go looking for a dinosaur down in the jungle to prove all them other people wrong. And
Right.
and what happened is no one ever came back. No, I'm kidding. Now that would be a good story, but like, I've seen Congo. Have you seen Congo, the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The
Mhm.
I've Zinj. Like that shit, like Solomon's mines, like yeah, okay. A lot of stuff happens in the deep dark jungles, guys. Like I'm not putting a lot of stuff past the deep dark jungles. So here we go. A little bit more. Um, this is the history part of it, guys. So hope you're all strapped in. You as well, Humbler. Av, damn it. All
Get it
right.
right.
Damn it. So history, 20th century. The first report of the Mekele Mbembe comes from German captain Ludwig Frier von Stein zu Launisch,
I can just hear the music in the background.
100%. As described by Willie Lay in the book The Lungfish and the Unicorn. Okay, let's just break this down. I'm not gonna read all of it. All right. It's said to look it's so the color of this thing is said to be brownish gray with smooth skin. Its size is approximately that of an elephant and and at least that of a hippopotamus. Okay. Um
So it's the size. So it's as small as a hippo, but can be as tall as an elephant.
yeah. Yep. Yep. People are like it's a hippo, it's an elephant. They don't know. All right.
Somewhere around.
And
Okay.
long it has now this is the weird part. It has a long muscular tail like that of an alligator. So that's the one thing that's like, that throws everything off.
Well, maybe it's just like a long tail, not like it has an alligator tail. It's not a snallygaster that has a little bit of everything.
No, a little bit of everything. No, I'm just saying like the tail part, it's just like they're so used to seeing like crocodiles and stuff, right? That
Right.
they would definitely know that tail because that's the first thing you look for. Is like that could be a massive crocodile or massive. I don't even think they have alligators, crocodiles, right?
Mhm.
And then you work back from there because the most dangerous animal I feel like in Africa is the hippo. That kills a bunch of people every year, like
Mhm.
tons of
Right.
people.
Yeah, it kills
Um,
more than
like
crocodiles.
lions and
Yeah.
alligators or crocodiles and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but anyway, so it says that the locals are afraid to go like canoeing near it if it is seen because
Mhm.
it always kills the people in the canoes without eating the bodies. So that mean I mean it doesn't eat meat. So it's like a herbivore.
So, oh, okay, okay, okay. So it's not like one of those. It's not like a. There's a certain. I forget which bear it is, but I know there's a bear that will likes to. Um, it'll attack like if it attacks somebody or if it attacks something, it'll attack it while it's alive, and then like if it dies, it'll take it and literally hide it. It'll like throw stuff on top of the body or whatever, and
Hmm.
walk away and come back and get it later. So it's not doing that. It's literally just killing something and then just leaving it.
Yeah, just killing it to basically get rid of the threat.
Mm.
Um, it said that it it's a vegetarian, obviously. Uh, stupid.
So
No,
vegan.
yeah, it's a vegan. It's a vegan dinosaur. But it eats a certain kind of fruit or liana with large white blossoms with a milky sap and apple-like fruit. So that's like its food. Most of the sightings have been around this one type of food source.
Mm-hmm.
So the locals have I guess sort of zeroed it down and they just don't go near there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um so a lot of times people are thinking that they're seeing is a endangered what is it? An endangered rhino, right? It's something hold on, I read it. I read it briefly. Um but yeah, a lot of explorers say it's folklore, but I mean if you think about it,
It could
like
be. It could be something, but
like
I
it
can't
could
imagine that it's one. So you're gonna tell me that this one creature makes a baby and lays an egg without any.
yeah, like it has to be multiple. If it's just one, that thing is like thousands and millions of years old. So there's
Right.
no way it's just one.
Right.
They have to be thriving Or else, did you know the freaking mammoths were alive during the time of the pyramids, but they were just all on one island and they bred themselves to extinction. Like the
Mm,
gene pool was so small that
right.
they just and they all died pretty much. Um
Which is
but
so
yeah,
weird to think about. You know that? To think of that there's a
yeah,
creature that's alive and it literally dwindles down to one,
a- and
and you're like, ugh, and it just ends
yeah.
up dying.
Yeah, like the Tasmanian tiger, like them,
Hmm.
right? Like those things went extinct on our watch, like on the humans' watch.
Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like is it, is it possible in the jungle? Yes, I feel like yeah, in the jungle for something that big, I mean, it would have to be massive in order to scare off the natives. I mean, because what are they afraid of? You know what I mean? Like they've
Well, they're
seen it
afraid of
all.
like the spirits too, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And if
true.
it's like a dinosaur, I don't care if you live in the same jungle as a dinosaur. If you see a dinosaur coming, you're gonna be scared of it, especially if it's just gonna kill you.
Well, I mean, if it's like, and here's my thing: if it's rare for them to see, and they're in the
Hmm.
jungle 24/7, it's kind of where they live. They call it home.
Right.
We call it the jungle, right?
Hmm.
Like, and they rarely see it, and they don't know what it is. How are these Western explorers going to find it when they go down?
Right.
Like
And they're
it's
there for like a week or two.
they're there for a week because they can't stay longer because their malaria pills run out or whatever. Like like they'll get super sick, and plus the I think the like the I guess the geopolitical area has not been in great terms, right? It's
Hmm.
always like civil wars always breaking out around that
Yeah.
area. Westerners really aren't. They
Welcome.
stick out like a sore thumb,
Big
you
time.
know.
Because
So
they actually have clothes on.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like yeah, and what airports are you flying into? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so there's a lot of hurdles.
Yeah.
There's no landing strip in the middle of the jungle.
Right.
So
Right. Unless it's Colombia.
yeah, unless it's Colombia. But those are well maintained. They were well maintained.
Well, they have a lot of money to go towards them. So
This is true. This is true. But I feel like, is it something that could be feasible? I don't see why not. I mean,
dude, those jungles are massive. You can't see anything. I mean, for years, planes have been flying over the jungles, and there's like temples and stuff like that underneath,
yeah,
hidden by all the trees. You can't see
yep,
anything.
yep.
Just
And that's
imagine
like
an
and that's
elephant.
recent, dude. That's
Yeah.
recent. Like they've been hidden like a massive area with like the what is it called? LIDAR.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the whatever the I don't know what sorcery they use to do that. I think it's radio waves, X-rays, death rays,
Something
like
like that.
whatever it
Yeah.
is that it reads out the layout of the earth, right? Or the
Right.
reflection of the trees or
They're
something
able to
high
see
tech,
what's underneath
the
the
forest.
tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
The canopy
And
of the jungle.
that's recent that they've discovered like the freaking is it I think it's Aztecs.
I think it's Aztec. It's one of those
Like
Aztec Mayan temples, right?
we don't really know. It could be a
No.
completely different subsect of all of it, but they've been discovering these massive temples and irrigation systems and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, like
Ingenious.
it's it's
Ingenious.
it's crazy. So there are three places in the world, I'm maybe four, that I believe everything that comes out of it. And that's the Amazon, the Congo, anything out of New Guinea, I'm there. I believe
Mhm.
it. And anything that they've uncovered in the Sahara Desert. Like it's just one of or in Antarctica or Alaska. I'm like, yeah, that's we don't spend a lot of time out there.
Well,
So
see, now I'm wondering, like, with I know, like, the whole, climate change and everything like that, a lot of the ice is melting. I wonder what's gonna be found, you
and do
know?
we want to find it? Like,
Well, what did those scientists find, those worms? Did you see that?
yeah,
Those
man.
scientists found those
Oh my
worms, and they were
god, man.
frozen, and then they
Freaking
brought them back to life, and it's like, "Why are
that's
we
how it
messing with this
starts.
stuff?"
Yeah, like that's how
Yeah.
it starts, guys. Have you not seen movies?
Yeah.
Like,
You haven't I just rewatched, The Thing. Have you
Oh,
seen
why
that,
would you do that? Oh my god. My
dude?
mother let me watch that, and when I was like 7.
Oh no way, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
was it
gosh.
John or Dan Carpenter's The Thing?
Yeah,
If you see a helicopter trying to pick
J-
off a dog,
kill it,
yeah, just kill it.
kill
Like,
it,
I love dogs, but if there's a person that's going crazy trying to kill this dog, it's for a
kill the
good
dog.
effing reason.
Yeah, yeah,
It would have saved a lot of trouble not shooting that guy and letting him finish his job.
yeah. And the movie would have been shorter.
Yeah, it would have the end.
Yeah, everybody's
Bunch
sick.
of cold people. That was his name. But yeah, the thing that lasted 2 seconds. What was it? What was the thing? It was a bunch of cold people.
It was a good
But
cold. I like
but
that movie though. I thought it was good.
it was it in the
That's good.
remake, I didn't see the remake, but I played the video game back in the
I don't.
day.
I don't think I play. I don't think I've actually. Really, there's a game.
Yeah. Oh my, and that's just as terrifying to me because
Really?
I'm like flashbacks. I have PTSD from
What
that.
was what was that on?
Uh, probably PS2. Probably PS2.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there was a thing game. It was like Resident Evil esque, right? But it was a lot like how Resident Evil is always like dark, like
Hmm.
everything's dark. Same thing,
Yeah.
same thing. Like you couldn't go outside and spend a lot of time outside in the elements because you would freeze to death,
Oh,
obviously,
cool.
because you're in
Okay. Yeah.
Antarctica. So it's had a
Hmm.
lot of that. Had a lot of that. But
And it was all that
um,
running around trying to find things. There's objectives.
yep, it wasn't bad.
Interesting.
It wasn't a
Interesting.
bad game. It wasn't a bad game.
Dude, I
Never beat
loved
it.
Resident Evil. I love
Yeah,
Resident Evil. And I remember when that first came out, there was like people were actually scared of that game.
yeah, yeah. I'm still
Like
scared of
they're
that
like, "Oh
game.
my gosh, I played that and it scared me." I was like, "Really?" And I played it. And I was like, I could see why it scared people, but I thought it was a good game. I
Yep.
never finished that either.
Yeah, I mean, they're massive games, man. They're massive games.
Yeah,
But
I'm more of a sports guy.
yeah, 100%. I'm more of the Black Ops
Hmm.
Battlefield, like not really Battlefield ever. You were the Battlefield guy.
I love Battlefield,
You
man. I
loved
thought that was a
Battlefield.
good game, man.
I couldn't get. I was like, what is going on? There's so many, and then Call of Duty that helped me ease my way into that. But anyway, jungles, dinosaurs. It makes sense.
PlayStation 2.
The PlayStation 2, Antarctica. We
Yeah.
cover it all here. Um, it's one of those things that does the terrain can the terrain not only have be a viable food source for, let's say, a dinosaur, right? I say yes. Is that jungle dense enough to camouflage and or hide a big cryptid spirit dinosaur that's not massive? I would say yes. I think there's a lot of
I
stuff
would
that
have to
we're
agree.
constantly I think there's
I would have
stuff
to agree.
out there. Yeah,
It's the size of an
that's
elephant. The trees are, I mean, how tall are the trees over there? I mean, they're,
at least
you know,
9, 9, 10 feet.
the trees got to be taller than that,
Yeah, I
man.
know, man. I know. I'm saying at least, at least.
That's like a baby tree. I think that's as tall as the weeds get out there, you
I'm
know.
pretty sure they call that a sapling, but I have to rewatch Fern Gully
Yeah.
to kind of
They might
to
tell you.
see. They might tell me,
How
but
big are the trees?
that's always my scale. At least 10 feet. At least 10 feet.
It's got to be 10 feet.
Let's start
Now,
from there.
because I mean, I don't know how tall an elephant is, but you imagine the size of an elephant and the height of the tree plus, you know, yeah, it's definitely got to be able to hide a dinosaur. If it's not a dinosaur that's not fully grown, sure, I believe it can.
Yeah,
I believe it can. And
yeah,
it's not. It's an herbivore, right?
yeah. It's an herbivore.
So there's plenty of plants and stuff for it to eat.
I feel like why not?
Hmm.
Like I think for a species to be viable, it has to have 100 different animals in the same, like, let's say, pod or group or of the same species for it to be like not go extinct. Like if a population comes down to, well, and actually I think that varies from species to species, but I see a lot of what's his face, the guy who looks for extinct animals, like there's a Forrest Galante or something like that. That's what
Mhm.
he does. He looks for cryptids and not really cryptids, but recently extinct or dangerously about to be extinct
Close to the
animals.
uh-huh.
Yeah. And they try
Mm.
to conserve the whatever it is, the population, and try to bring it up. But he's found a bunch of stuff that people thought were extinct, like
Really?
different like leopards and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like there's like leopards in Mexico or some crazy shit like that. He found one. And so
Mm.
yeah. Anyway, I just feel like why not? I mean, I feel like a dinosaur in the jungle. Eh, yeah,
It's not
it's
that far off.
it's not that far off. Where else do you think it would be?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it's not the urban dinosaur. Like it's not like gonna be out in the city just chilling. But you know what is funny though? Like usually the bigger like let's say there is a dinosaur, right? At some point it had to be pushed back into the jungle or the numbers around the jungle were decimated in recent years. Or not recent, but like in with humans in it, they would tell stories
mhm.
of hey, there were once these big huge beasts that we hunted to the point of extinction and no one's seen one since 14 whatever or 13 whatever. The bones have recently been found of,
So
you
kind of
know?
like how Native Americans would say that how they hunted the buffalo.
Yeah,
Like there'd have to be like a story or drawings or cave
yeah.
on their in their temples and stuff how
Yeah.
they hunted this creature.
And
Has
then it
anybody found any?
no, no, and that's the part where I'm just like, well, if you think about it, everything's in the desert, everything decomposes quicker. There's so many animals that run off with carry on, like not carry on baggage, like carrying like dead animals they eat from like the what is scavengers. Thank you.
Mhm.
Wow. Made that way too hard on myself. So I feel like, a dead animal in the jungle is a buffet for a bunch of its residents.
Mhm.
So
Right.
it makes sense that maybe not all the bones are found, but I think that there would be some more documented
I feel like
kill.
depending on the region, it'd be easier to find the bones. As an animal living in the rainforest like that, in the jungle, deep in the jungle, like there's no way you're gonna find
No,
a bone. And
no.
honestly, how often do you? I mean, I don't go out in the woods that often, and I've seen bones in the woods, like of
Mhm.
a dead deer or whatever. But how often does that happen that you actually just come across like a dead animal in the woods?
Oh, very never.
Almost never,
Never.
right?
Yeah.
Like I've never seen. I've honestly, I mean, maybe I have, but I don't think I've ever seen like the any bones of like a coyote in the woods because we have
No.
coyotes around here, and I've never seen a coyote around here.
Yeah. And where are the bones? Like
Yeah,
I get that. And usually predators don't like their bones just I don't know why. I like predators like you will never find a mountain lion skeleton out there because they
yeah.
die hidden. They're sick, go
Find like a
somewhere
cave, right, and
and
then
they'll
like lay
die.
down and die.
Yeah.
Right, you'll never see
S-
it,
You'll never find it. So it's
which I find interesting. So I
I
figured
think
these
so.
creatures, if they die or when they finally do die, they probably have somewhere where they just kind of like lay down and the jungle just takes it over.
Yeah. Or they die in the effing river. Like
Could.
they
Well,
like
on the
because
river, I would think they would find it though.
oh,
Something.
like
You know what I
floating.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like um, kind of like when whales beach themselves when they die, or
Something like that. Yeah.
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 So I
But
think something like
yeah,
I feel
that's
like
another
they
thing.
would.
You're right.
I feel like the this creature probably finds an area, lays down, probably dies, and the jungle takes it over. All the
Yep.
army ants, those
Yeah.
whatever, come over and tear it apart, and
They'll get to it real quick.
yeah,
But
it doesn't
it's
last
just
long.
it's just
Fertilizer.
something I thought something that's very viable, very possible. It's just I saw it pop up and it reminded me of our first one of our first podcasts.
The
Because I was like,
Mbembe.
why did the yeah Mbembe or what are we talking the Duende?
The
the
Duende, the
the
Duende Mbembe.
Duende episode. I was like, Duende Mbembe? Isn't that like a big thing? Ah, it's the Dikembe Mbembe. No, it's the Mokele
Check it out on
Mbembe.
Spotify
Yeah,
because it's pretty
yeah.
funny.
Dikembe Mbembe is no longer with the NBA. He has retired.
Not in my house.
Not in my house. But yeah, man. No, I saw it and I thought it would be interesting to bring to the Av files. I was like, oh man, where do I
No,
have this story? I can't let it die inside me.
no, I like it. I like it. That's interesting. So it's wait. So is a creature a dinosaur or some kind of spirit?
Yeah, it's pretty much alive or dead.
Well, that's most things are.
Yeah,
At some
does
point,
it exist? It either exists or
I don't know.
doesn't in our dimension. But yeah, a lot of people like, okay, it's probably a what do they call it? A black rhinoceros, which is a species once common in Central Africa, which would be a massive find too,
Mm.
because I
Is
think
that
they are
extinct or is that
extinct,
endangered?
or I think the last one died in captivity.
Of
In
course
our
it
life,
did.
yeah, such as everything else. Give me a quick second. Let me hold on. Let me see. Black. What is it called? Black rhinoceros, right? Black rye. How do you spell rhinoceros? Oh my God, there's an H.
Isn't it
Rhinoceros.
RH? I don't know. I'm not.
Uh,
Thank God this isn't a spelling bee.
yeah. So there's like almost none in the wild. It's critically endangered. There are only around 6,000 left, and
Which, when
most
you
of them
think
are
about
in
it, you're like,
zoos.
when you think about it, you're like, wow, that's kind of that sounds like a lot, 6,000,
Yeah.
but it's really not.
No. No. No, not at all. But anyway, no, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm here for it. I was like, okay, dinosaur in the Congo. I'm waiting. Congo 2, Amy, good gorilla. Good gorilla. Like I just
Mbembe.
short long neck. No, yeah, so I think that it's viable. I think it's definitely feasible.
Hmm.
It's just how hard is it? How hard is it to penetrate the freaking jungle with a one? If you're going looking for something in the jungle and you're from any other hemisphere than living in that same jungle, you're going to be the loudest thing on the planet to these things that reside in the jungle. So you're not going to find a damn thing.
So they probably, if it's still around, they probably hear it
Yeah, but
from time to time. Well, you
yeah,
know what? Okay. Again, where I live at, there's coyotes. Coyotes make noise,
yeah, they
right?
do.
And I've been living in this area for 20 some years.
Hmm.
Never heard a coyote. At least I don't think I've ever heard a coyote, and I've never seen one.
Oh no, okay.
So I'm thinking like, and I mean, when you compare a dinosaur to a coyote, I'm assuming a dinosaur is a lot louder, but I still have never heard of
But
a freaking
like,
coyote.
assuming that on what Jurassic Park, how did they get the dinosaur noises? They
Right.
dinosaurs could have been speaking Latin. Who knows?
They could have been
Who
like, "Arr,
goes R?
arr."
Like no one fucking knows what that's based off of. So
Right.
I just feel
How
like,
do they find noises of the
yeah,
dinosaurs? Because
yeah,
that's like,
like
I don't know, man.
let's
Yeah.
mix crocodile, bullfrog, and oh yeah, freight train, and like that's the dinosaur sound.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just I don't know, man. I feel like, yeah, that is worth at least talking about and just seeing what people in the comments say, because one, as a foreigner going into someone else's jungle, you're not going to find anything that you're looking for.
And
You
if
don't
you
know the
go
way.
in,
You don't know.
no, if you go into the jungle, it's always, I feel like it's always bad news.
Yeah,
Because how do you find these villagers, these little villages that will accept you and say, "Yeah, sure, come with us deeper into the jungle, and you'll be fine."
yeah. No, the only way is to strap a freaking GoPro on the villagers. Like, go find it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
because you're going to be breaking every branch on the way there. They're going to, whatever you're looking for, is going to hear you from a mile away. And the whole time you're going to be shitting your pants because you got malaria.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh, no.
it's like,
You know,
you're,
I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. There's
yeah,
no way.
no, 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 no way. I mean, I tip my hat to those people those explorers back in the day. You know, like, how could you, like, the ones that just cruise on up the Amazon? Are you shitting me? Like, Amazon was designed to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. No. If anything wanted to be hidden, that's where you go. You go to the
Yeah,
Amazon, you are going to be hidden. Nobody's going to find you.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody's going to find you,
Nope.
you
And
know?
I don't even know how these people live in the Amazon, man, because half of it's underwater, or half of it is water. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I
how do you
don't
live in a
know.
swamp? Oh man, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's crazy to me how these people I don't want to say crazy. It just it boggles my mind how these people live. How they can survive and they're fine. They live perfectly happy. I'm assuming that they're in the jungle like that.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know,
that's, well, I mean, if you think about it, that's all they know. They're like, oh, today is a good day, and we only lost 8 people by
I
the
woke
river
up
monster. Huh.
right.
I woke up. Today's gonna be a good day. God. But anyway, man, that's pretty much wraps up my story that I wanted to bring to the Av Files. I feel like this is a good way to do things.
No, yeah, no, I liked it. This is a very interesting story. It was a very interesting story.
So what, pray tell, do you have, Av?
Um, okay, my story. This one's more recent, and I'm sure a lot of people probably heard of this one. And it's very interesting about the lady that was on American Airlines, and she flipped out.
Huh.
Did you ever hear about that one?
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. I'm
Not at
just
all.
not plugged in. I like, being a father to a 4-year-old during the summer months, I have no time. Barely plugged in.
No. Well, you got to
Hence
unplug
un,
more.
hence unplugged under my name. Hence unplugged. That's a
It
lifestyle.
should it should be plugged.
Plugged. God. Oh man. So
All
what
right. So
about the
this
lady
lady,
on American
her name
Airlines?
was. All right, so this lady, her name is Tiffany. She's from Dallas. She's 38 years old. She was on American Airlines, um, and she flipped out. So apparently, she was having a dispute with another passenger or passengers about them stealing her AirPods. Right.
Okay.
Then she got up, started yelling. She said that she wants to get off the plane because the plane was not going to make its final destination, which is never a good thing to say on an airplane.
No, you
You don't,
don't say
you
that.
don't, you don't say that on an airplane. So, and she was just yelling, and she's telling, she said, and I quote, "I'm telling you, I'm getting off. Wait, I'm telling you, I'm getting the f off. There's reasons why I'm getting the f off, and everyone can either believe it or they can't." And the woman can be heard saying in the video as she walks to the front of the plane, "I don't give two f's, but I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real." And she gestures to the back of the plane. She's like, "That guy back there is not real." She's saying it like that. Uh, and I remember seeing the video,
What?
and people were really freaking out about it. Yeah, she kept saying that guy back there is not real. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you believe me or not. Uh, he's not real. I'm getting off of here. You guys can stay on here because this plane is not going to make it to where it's got to go. She gets
Holy
off.
crap.
She gets off. Right. She gets off. They had to take everybody off of the plane because apparently, when somebody makes a statement like that on an airplane, they have to take everybody off, recheck everybody for security purposes, and then board them onto either the same plane or a different plane. They talked to the lady afterwards, and she was like, "I don't want to talk to police or whatever." And she kind of like just, I guess she had they trespassed her from the airport or from the airline or from the plane.
Trespass. Oh,
and
like they kicked her out of the whole thing. They're like, just
yeah,
leave.
she never got on. She never got onto the plane. So the police came. She said she didn't want to talk to the police. I guess they took down just a little bit of information from her. They wrote a report. Um, but uh, what got people was that like after that she kind of like disappeared. Like nobody knows where this lady went to. They know who they found out what her name was. They found out how old she was, but it's like, but like she hasn't come forward. She hasn't said anything. I haven't seen
What?
anything about that. Maybe she did, but I haven't seen anything. Uh, so yeah, it was really weird, and a lot of people said, well, why did the cops go talk to this lady and they just let her go? She made a threat on the
Yeah,
airplane. They should have had her in custody, and they just let this person go.
that's
Why?
odd. That's very odd. That's because that doesn't happen, especially not in this damn country. Not
Mm-mm.
man. Mm-mm. No, you make a stink on an airplane, man. You are done. Like you are disappeared. You are
Mm-hmm.
disappeared.
Right.
Usually, usually you don't get to leave the airport. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, she
Like,
was like in front of the airport. She wasn't like sitting in the boarding area where everyone goes to sit before they board the plane. She like left and she was like outside, and the cops went out there to talk to her and never handcuffed her. She was never in custody, never went down to the station for questioning, nothing. They questioned her there, they kind of wrote everything, and that was it. And it's what
and that's
everyone just like weirded out about that.
yeah. So to me, man, I'm not big on conspiracy theories, not theorists, but like not a lot. But like that's weird because that doesn't happen ever. You know,
Mm-mm.
and I mean, you could say, okay, maybe she was uh possibly borderline schizophrenic or mentally unstable, maybe off her meds. But even then, that fact should still come out in a police report. In they should find out the members of family, the next of kin. They should
Mm-hmm.
do a full investigation before she can claim to be mentally, what is it? What is it? Mentally ill, mentally insane, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Where they're like
Well,
they yeah, mentally unstable. There it is.
right. So that's the thing, like nothing ever came of it. So yeah, a lot of times they would say, "Okay, this lady, she was on medication, so she was
What?
off her meds or something like that." Some people said or thought that she was drunk. She hadn't been drinking or anything like that. She did sound to me anyway in the video. If you watch it, she did sound a little funny when she was talking. I don't know if that was just her because she was freaking out, or just maybe she has like a little accent, like a southern accent or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, but
W-
another weird. So something else that happened was
Uh-huh.
that this one gentleman came forward and he goes, "I'm the man. I'm the guy in the hoodie," because they were calling the guy when she was pointing back. It was a guy. They said that the passenger she was pointing to was somebody in a hoodie, right? So they would call him the hoodie guy. He goes, "I'm the hoodie guy. I was on the airplane with this lady. She was yelling at me, and he kept saying all this stuff." That guy was never on the airplane. They they showed video and pictures of this guy. He was in a green hoodie, and they're like, "It's a totally different airplane." Totally
What?
different airplane. And this other guy, yeah, this other guy came out and said, "Yeah, I was sitting there, and that guy was he was kind of weird. He was saying like all this stuff. The guy's full of shit too. He was like, nope, it's totally different, uh, different airline.
What?
There was no hoodie guy. There was no guy in a green hoodie on that plane."
So she was describing someone that wasn't there?
So then it's like, so then what was she seeing?
So
She was saying that,
wow.
yeah, she was describing somebody that apparently wasn't there, which is weird because there was with with as many people with phones, this is like the one time that you're like, why didn't everyone pull their phone out and look to see what it is? And nobody did. It's like I think there's like one or two videos of the lady that's on the plane, right? And nobody ever got a clear shot of where she was sitting at, who was by her in her area, in her
Well
seating area at
well,
all. Like there was none of
because it's
that.
an airplane. It's an airplane. You're always as soon as I get on the airplane, I turn my shit to airplane mode. Like I'm never on it. Like I just don't. I put it away.
Right,
I'm getting ready for the flight, so it's very
right.
convenient.
Well, no, what's funny is because like you would think a lot of people would do that, but when something happens, like if there's a fight, oh my gosh, there's like 20 different
Yep.
people that are filming, using their phone to like film
It's
somebody
weird.
argue and have a mental breakdown or something like that. And it's like this one time where if everybody would have done that, at least like two or three more people would have done that, it probably would have everyone would have like, oh yeah, maybe she was off her meds, or maybe she was just seeing something, or was she seeing something that wasn't there? Some said that it's something that had to do with like AI. She saw like an AI person or something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the guy that said that he saw the hoodie guy, he goes, yeah, he looked at me and his eyes, he blinked, and when he blinked, he didn't blink like a normal blink. He blinked sideways,
Men
and
in
I'm like,
Black blink.
yeah,
That's a
the
Men in
Men in
Black
Black,
blink.
yeah,
Got
uh
it.
huh. And I was like, he wasn't that guy wasn't on the plane either. If he's saying that he saw the hoodie guy, he's not on the plane. He's full of crap. Uh, no, the hoodie
Yeah.
guy was not on the plane.
Or she was
That
the
was
only,
debunked.
or she could have been the only human invited on that plane. Like, because it doesn't make freaking sense. That's the part, like, okay, I get it. I get it. Like now, like you're reaching into like tinfoil hat arena. I get that. I get where the
Yeah,
path we're
yeah,
going. I
yeah.
get the path we're
I forgot my
going.
tinfoil hat for this one.
You're good.
Sorry.
No, well, it's just because like you're lining up the coincidences and you're lining up what would have happened normally, and it doesn't add up. Normally, someone loses their shit. There's 50 different angles, different places, different people that can corroborate on that event, right? And
Hmm.
then that's gone. So okay, cool. Then what? And then the normal reaction of the law enforcement agencies is not normal. And
Right.
then on top of it, the people that are coming out saying, "Hey, this is this way, this is this way," and they're lying, it and then she disappears off the face of the earth, right? For a couple days.
I saw that they couldn't figure out who she actually was. Like, where is she? Where does she work?
Time
You know
traveler.
how the internet is. Something
Right.
happens, and the internet can like go find somebody. Like,
Yeah.
a couple days, they're like, oh, we know she works here. They worked here. No, she was off her meds. Whatever the case may be, they can't. They apparently they said they couldn't find her.
That is wild. Because in an age that everyone is connected to the hip with each other, to not be able to find someone,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's odd.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, because then it's if it's not everyone else, then it's her who's out of place and out of time,
Was she out of?
right?
Was she at the wrong place and time?
That's what I'm saying. What if she
Hmm.
was wrong? Like
Right.
she was the
She got
glitch in
on
the
the plane.
matrix,
Right. Yeah. Would it? Hey, maybe. May
you
everybody
know?
saw her and she wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like if everyone's saying what the hell's going on, it's not everyone else. It's that woman. What the hell is
Right.
if
She
if off?
wasn't supposed to be
Yeah,
there. It's
yeah.
backwards. It was so it's a reverse. Huh?
Yeah, it's like, "That guy's not there. Ma'am, you're not here."
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. She would have like really lost it if someone said that to her. That should have been
Uh,
kind of funny. He's not real. No, ma'am. You're not
"You're
real.
not real." And everyone should have chimed in, "You're not real."
Oh my god.
But, I mean, that's kind of that I
That'd
just
have been
it's
funny.
just
Dude,
weird.
that'd
It's
have been
just weird.
hilarious. That'd have been
I
hilarious.
mean, I would probably shit my pants if I was just, like, a regular person, like, in the I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on back there?" And all of a sudden, everyone's like, "You're not real." Like, "Oh my god. Get me out of this." I just who's to say what she did see, what she didn't see? Like I saw, what's that? Is it Leo DiCaprio, Shutter Island. I saw Shutter Island.
Oh man.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like that kind of deal in her head. Then it's like she could have seen anything.
Right. Yeah.
And in
Right.
her world, that's reality.
She's actually mentally unstable, but everyone around her was playing like she was, so she wouldn't freak out.
Yeah.
Holy moly, man!
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Which
uh,
I
uh,
did like Shutter Island.
I
I
didn't
did like
mind
it.
that movie either.
Yeah,
That
I thought it was
ending, I
pretty
was
good.
like, "Oh my, what did I
Yeah,
just
I was like,
do to my
oh,
brain?" But
I
but
can't
yeah,
watch Inception. Oh, well, I like Inception, but it's so weird.
after the second time, I'm like, I give up, man. I give up. Like
Like,
it's too
so wait,
many.
what's too many like
Who is real? Am I real?
crisscrossing? Oh, remember when South Park did it?
Yeah, dude.
You're a dream. You're in
Oh,
a dream. That's all this stuff. Oh my
I
gosh, that's funny.
South Park, man. South Park. But I don't know, man. I feel like there's definitely a it's just unusual. Like it's just weird. It doesn't it's like the I would say the best documented time of like everything failing on all cylinders, like just like law enforcement letting everyone down. TSA, who is globally renowned,
Ugh, yeah,
right?
right,
Of
yeah.
dropping the ball. They never drop the ball. Like normally that person is escorted off the plane and to Guantanamo Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
they're just and
Some yeah, or like
they're
some black
gone.
site that they go.
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. So the fact that she was just able to walk out of the airport is like, who is this lady? Like,
And the way she was like saying it, she's like, I'm not, that guy's not real. This is, whatever. I'm getting the heck out of here. You guys can stay if you want. I'm not staying here. Like but when you watch, and I do challenge everyone to watch this video if you haven't already. Like, watch this video and just when you hear her voice, you can hear in her voice like she really means it. Like, it's not just something like,
like,
oh, screw that guy, blah blah blah. Like just going off and being mad and like, okay, she sounds crazy. Mm-mm.
but she's like legit terrified.
You can hear it in her voice. She's shaky. Her voice is a little shaky. To me, anyway, I feel like it's shaky, and I think maybe that's why I said her voice sounds a little funny. I think it's because it's shaky as well, and she was terrified.
Yeah. Now here's my thing that could be a huge reason is like maybe everyone just kind of gave her the mulligan for understanding maybe she was unstable. Like that's always the go-to, right? That's just like okay, let's just like she's kind of woohoo. Like let's just like see what's going on, de-escalate the issue. You never know what anyone's capable of, right? So especially on a plane. So you
Mhm.
approach it with trying to de-escalate the situation, removing her from the
You
whole
approach it with
situation.
right. You approach it with like, what do they say? With like what's that saying? With like gloves on or some shit like that.
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Somebody
You
knows what I'm
don't
talking about.
just you don't don't poke the bear, man.
All
Like
right.
you never know what she. Yeah, yeah. The
So they're
plane's not
probably
gonna
just
make it, and
yeah.
neither's everyone else. Rah! Like you're not doing that. No one wants to
No,
do that. So
no. So I
you
think
know,
I think that's what they did too. Is they she had this meltdown. Uh, but again, like I didn't see anybody, and maybe I missed it in the video. Like any of the stewardesses like walk back there and try to talk to whoever was back there to see if there was something going on. It just seemed
yeah.
like, again, but the video is just morally focused on this lady that's having this meltdown. So she kind of like leaves and everyone's kind of like in shock almost.
No one videos who she was talking to at
No,
all.
see, so okay, so when she has this meltdown, Um, she's in the back. So like right now we're facing towards the cockpit. She walks by and she turns around like in the doorway and starts pointing back. That guy back there is real. I don't know about you guys, but that guy's not real. I'm getting out of here. You guys can stay on here if you want. And people do, again, two people, two videos. At the one main one is when she's like, a few, maybe a couple feet away from this person, and they go kind of like this real quick, and you can't really see who's back there. It looks dark, it's kind of like black, just kind of you can tell that there could be somebody back there, but you can't really see. Um,
That's
But
so crazy, man.
yeah, dude. I mean, if you, yeah. So
Well, I
it's
mean,
like,
think about it. Think about it. You know what though? Okay, if you put yourself, let's say, because you have to approach this kind of story from both angles, right? Okay, like let's say you are the lady, and you just something just glitched, and you realize this person you're sitting next to is
it's
not
not.
real. Let's say they're not what they say they are, or whatever they. It raises the hairs on your neck, and you're like, I'm getting off.
Hmm.
And and everyone knows the norm is don't make a scene on an airplane ever, ever. That is, you have to fight that urge. Like, I won't even get up and go to the bathroom until we're in the air and that belt thing is off,
Hmm.
right? Like, that's when I'll get up, because heaven forbid I get up too early and people are like, not today, and they tackle me, like, I don't even want to do that.
Wrong
So
plane, sir.
yeah, I know, and so they it okay, so she had to fight that, and I think if that glitch is right, if you're in her shoes and you saw something you didn't, that's a smart move. You get as far away from whatever is freaking you out as possible. Get where it's, let's say, well lit or in the middle of people that are sitting down,
Hmm.
and then you go off. You put the appropriate amount of distance between you and a threat. So that's, to me, that I would say is more strategic than just going off or going nuclear in her seat next to said person,
Hmm.
right? In her situation, right? I
Right.
I understand, like, the the strategy in her mind, if it is what she said, or why she did what she did, or where she was when she went off. A lot of people are like, well, why didn't she just say it back there next to him, point him out? What seat was she supposed to be on? You know what I mean? Like, what does the manifest say?
Well, apparently she was. I mean, I guess she was sitting in the right seat. There was no. There was no. It wasn't like the seat. It was. She just, dude. She didn't like what she saw.
She flipped
What?
out.
What? She flipped out. But what gets me too. Um, if I was the guy that was sitting next to her, I think I probably would have came out and been like, I don't know what happened, or I would try to like tell your side of the story.
Yeah.
That person has never come forward, as far as I know.
Now, that's weird too, because usually in a situation like that, you get both parties, both argumentative parties, off said plane, if only to interrogate. You
So.
got to get both sides off the party to see, or off the plane to
Mhm,
see what the hell's going on. You
mhm.
can't just, okay, she said this, that's fine, get her out of the airport. No one's ever done that. Ever. Ever,
No.
ever,
Well,
ever.
when they got everybody off the plane, why didn't they get whoever was sitting in those seats and talk to them? Because they got everybody off the plane.
Unless it was someone that worked for the airlines that was there. Because if she's in the back of the plane, they usually give people in the back of the plane, they usually give seats to pilots and shit that are just hopping over to the next
But
preference.
I don't think it was a pilot or anything like that. It was like another. Um, it was another. What do you call it?
Like,
Another
passenger.
passenger. Yeah, it was another
Okay.
passenger. It was another. Definitely was another passenger. Hold on. Uh,
Because that is
I'm I'm stalling this for a minute because
no, you're good, man. But I feel like, the time that you need things, because our system, the way it's put in place right now, the way I thought it worked, would have cleared all of this up. They would have cleared all of it up. You try that shit now, I mean, everyone knows your name, everyone knows your face, everyone knows the seat you were sitting in, everyone knows who was in your row, everyone knows who was around you.
Mhm.
Like, the proper protocol needed to be followed for all of this just to blow over real quick.
Right. So I just sent you something,
Okay.
and I want you to like take the whole what is it like? 48 seconds to like watch this video clip, and I think they show like the main angle. You'll see it um
All right.
of
Let me
like
see
the
if I
thing.
can.
And
All
there's this
right.
there's different, different people have posted it, but
Oh man, it's a TikTok video. Oh
is it a TikTok video? I don't know. I saw it on
no,
YouTube.
it just sucks that it's no, it's on YouTube, like you said, but
Oh, I think
it's a short.
yeah, but like if you listen to her, you can hear she's like,
Let me
nope,
see.
that guy back there, it's not real. She's back there having her melt. She's in over there in the front and having a meltdown. Yeah, I guess whoever did it just put it on TikTok.
Oh my god. Let me see. This is only. You know what I can do, guys? I'll put the link in the description of what
Mm,
we're checking out, so you can. Or
yeah,
maybe I could. You know what? I wonder if I could share it.
can
Look,
you?
I'm gonna try to share the screen.
Yeah,
So
let's do it.
everyone can see it. Let's try it. Let's try it.
See if
Hold
you
on.
can find a different one to do that
No, they're
too.
all the same. They're all short.
Are they all okay? No, well, I mean
Yeah.
like a different no, whatever. I mean, if you want to share that one too, that's cool.
Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Let me just. Oh, this is so annoying because it's uh
There's one from the New York Post that's like a minute.
this
Yeah, the
one
video's
is
not
I
very
don't know
long
where it's
though.
from. Let me see.
Oh,
Let me
oh, oh,
see.
oh, oh, oh.
What happened?
I just saw another video. Like this is a new video that I'm just seeing now.
All right. Stand
That
by.
just
Well,
was uploaded.
I want to share this one. All right. Let
Okay.
me just. All right. Let me share. Make sure the audio. Let me tell me if this can. If you can hear this.
Ow!
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Did you hear the chipmunk voice? All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. All right. Cool. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
That back there is not real. Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the
See.
off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that back there is not real. And you
I
can
don't.
spit on this
See, and everybody looks back.
die with them or not. I'm not going to. And there's a reason why I'm
Bye.
getting the everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it.
Always
I
that
don't
one
give
guy.
two but I am telling you right now, that back there is not real.
So whatever he
And
said
you
or
can spit
did
on this
freaked
screen
her
and you
out.
can die with
Yeah,
them or
dude. That's
not.
freaking crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like it's like the shittiest. Like what happened, people? What the hell happened to all of you guys on that plane? Like you had a moment to like have this podcast not be a thing, but it is now because you couldn't do your damn job and film the Robin Hood in the green hoodie in the back that had lizard
Yeah.
eyes. Like,
Yeah.
oh, God, you know what? You know what's funny though?
Way to
I
drop the
bet
ball,
you,
guys. Way to drop the
I
ball.
bet you. Now, hear me out. Ready for more? I bet you she is a stewardess. I bet you she is a stewardess that freaking flipped out because you see how she pointed? No one points like that ever. I don't care who you are. The only people
Not
that
these
point like
people,
that,
but those
I
back
am
there
not.
on that
I don't
side, on
like.
this
I
side
don't
over
care
here.
who believes me.
Oops,
That guy,
it's
like
crazy.
that guy's crazy. I'm gonna leave the plane. I'm gonna leave the plane. It's
On
like
this exit over here,
on
after
this
I
exit.
unbuckle.
Yes, like, but you know what? That like, who points like that for real? No one does. No one does. I don't do that.
Apparently
He's
she does
fucking
because she was
Yosemite Sam. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, but
rascally
it's
rabbit.
yeah. Yeah. There's so many questions. because to make a scene like that, in order to like, you know how much shit you're in if you have to not disembark, right? Unboard a plane. Like, you've just lost connecting flights. You've just lost times. You've just caused a traffic jam
You
in
know
the
how
air and on the ground.
you know how easy it is to mess up somebody's day right on an airplane? Super easy.
Yep. Yep.
Super easy.
But like, not even a fine, not even nothing. Not
As
even
far
nothing.
as far as I know, they haven't seen anything. So maybe soon something will come out.
I just feel like, yeah, at least a disturbing the peace and at least a fine that is imposed by the FAA because of the shit she caused.
Right.
And I bet if they find her name, people will sue because they inconvenience them massively. If all of, and that wasn't like a tiny like puddle jumper. That's like your normal plane, not a 747, but your normal plane. The normal what, 200 passenger plane,
So I'm sure. Yeah, probably.
you know? And I mean, I really
It's
don't know.
it's
After
it's
the 10th row, it could be 1,000 people. I don't know. I'm usually just looking at the ground when I'm walking through the aisle. I'm just like, F it. There's so many people here. But yeah, no, that's kind of crazy, man. It's gonna
that's
be
crazy.
an interesting story to follow, though. I've never seen that, so that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm curious as to like what people think. Any other conspiracy theories? Whatever.
Yep. Yeah, but this one, I'm interested. I'm
Yep.
interested, man.
So we have a crazy lady and we have a dinosaur.
Such
Could
is
be
a
could be
Sunday
connected
night.
somehow. Could be connected somehow, like Kevin Bacon somehow. 6 degrees.
Always, always. There, everything's connected. Oh man.
All right, cool, man. Good
Yeah, man.
story. I
Hey,
liked it.
this, I like this format. We should do this more often.
I think we should. Uh, you know, everyone likes it. Leave a
I
comment.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I
What?
mean, let's do it. But hey,
Yes.
thank you once again, Daniel, for joining us, and thank you, Nation, for joining us. If you're listening, remember to stay unplugged.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, I enjoy it. It's actually fun. But please remember, if you haven't,
There's a subscribe button.
just hit it.
Hit it.
And when
Follow
you
the bell.
follow, ring the bell, do all that stuff. And when you do, ask questions. If you don't have questions, just act like you have answers.
Yeah.
Okay, act
Yeah.
like you have answers.
And if you don't have answers, make up questions.
Just do something.
Do
Thanks for joining
something.
us today, everybody. And until next time, peace.